All right. Welcome back. You know what today is. Obviously, football Sunday. We decided, jersey picking with me is very hard for football Sunday, who I'm going to rock. When Claypool had his 4 touchdown game, I put the jersey on way before he even had that. Um, I'll rock the Juju. Um, I got Minka I could rock at any point. I got a Ben, a Troy. I'm not going to break out the autograph Hayden jersey. Definitely not. That stays in its bag in the closet in protective custody. As well as my Alex Highsmith jersey, autographed, color rushed. Yes, I did go and get that man's autographed jersey. Um, but I got a comment on the video I did, and it's from a longtime friend of mine who, we're pretty much like brothers. Um, Actually, more than brothers, you could say. And he said JJ's a Hall of Fame, first ballot Hall of Famer. Now, I'm not disputing this by any way, shape, or form. My point is that when both careers are said and done, when JJ's is done and TJ's is done, TJ's numbers are just going to be better. And what you have to realize, whether it's my friend of 30 plus years or Joe Blow off the street somewhere, JJ's had years where he's missed a whole year, half a year, a quarter of a year, 2/3 of a year, a fifth of a year, whatever it is. So his numbers, as far as sack totals, aren't going to be as high as with TJ's are. TJ right now, in his 4th year, in this season alone, he has 6.5. He has 41 total career so far. JJ in 10 years has only got 99. And it could have been more because he's had 20 and a half sack years in 17, 18, 14, 15. But it's those years where he misses a whole year, misses half a year. Those are the ones that are going to hurt him most of all, but it's not in any way, shape, or form going to hurt his Hall of Fame status. It's just not going to. I never said that. If people took it that way, listen, nobody, I don't get how you could ever hate on J.J. Watt for everything he's done on the field in the community for Houston through all the hurricanes they've had and everything else. He's one of the most respected guys in the NFL, if not in sports, period. If you hate J.J. Watt, I'm sorry, you're just a freaking piece of shit. But at the end of the day, I'm sorry, I'm going to say it again, TJ is the better of the two. And, JJ, he wants out. He wants out of Houston. I can't blame him. He doesn't want to be part of a rebuild. Again, sorry, you've already been part of it. It's starting. You're still there. So it's starting. And Deshaun Watson, he wants to stay, and that's fine. Well, why wouldn't you? Because they're paying you a boatload of money. I'd stay too, but just realize this: your prime years are being wasted unless Houston figures out how to trade off some pieces, get pieces in return, draft well on top of that. I see him being no better than a 10-6 team at times and not really sniffing a Super Bowl throughout Watson's career. And that's a shame because he's one of those kids, like Mahomes, who deserves to have a Super Bowl ring. And not only that, both of them were passed over by teams like the Bears and others, and they got drafted to their respective teams, and they've been nothing short for what what they were projected to be, if not more. With that being said, we got a full slate of games today. You got Giants, Washington, to kick it off. To me, the Giants need this game just to build the morale around the team, show the fans that they can put in the effort to win. Daniel Jones, again, has to have a mistake-free game, and I'm so tired of everybody beating on Daniel Jones, from sports reporters to even you, the fan of the Giants. And listen, again, I side with most of you. I don't like that pick either at that number. You can't knock the pick. You knock where it is. Okay, and I've been saying it since that draft, and I'm saying it now, and I've said it before, and I'll say it continuously. You don't knock the pick, you just knock where it was picked. Okay, that's it. Now, Daniel Jones has played a mistake-free game. Shepard and Ingram and Slayton got to catch what's thrown to them. Alfred Morris has got to have a decent running game. His defense has got to play stellar. Washington does have weapons on its team. You know, they got McLaurin, who freaking got once he starts running, that's it. He kicks the afterburners on you. You might as well just stop, because there's no catching that man. Freaking that man's like the Flash. Um, that's how fast he is. But I think the Giants pull it out, but pull it out by a field goal. Um, Another interesting side note, though, that I just read before I actually came out here to do this video, in Cleveland, uh, Baker Mayfield on the COVID list. And a part of me wants to feel bad, but I don't. I don't feel bad. Because in a way, it's kind of like karma. And you could say, Jim, you're being heartless. The guy got COVID. And what about all the other players that got COVID that you said, oh, you feel bad for them? They don't get overhyped and don't overhype themselves the way Baker did. Okay? They just don't. You don't wish it on anybody. And it's not like I sat there last night, and got on my hands and knees and prayed to God, like, oh, please, Lord, please, when I wake up tomorrow and go to the gym and after, can you please announce on Twitter that Baker Mayfield tested positive for the vid? No, I didn't do that. He was around somebody who had it. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. You see, he's going to be out for at least a week. And this is a bye week, so for them, it kind of couldn't have hit at a better time. But who knows if he's going to be able to be cleared? Everyone's bodies handles this COVID a bit differently. You look at Stafford in Detroit; he's activated for today. He cleared all the protocols, he passed all the tests, so he's going to be in. And then there was a fine handed out for Judon's actions in last week's game with the Steelers, and this one I'm kind of iffy on. It's not the fine amount; it's the fact that the way they made it out to be. You see, because if you watch it clearly, he's trying to break it up, and then his coaches are trying to hold him back. And when he's trying to break free to separate everybody, that's when his arm gets free and hits it. And listen, you should never make contact with an official regardless. We've already seen it this year where there was two instances where they were absolutely ridiculous, where the guy's literally just picking his head up. How does he know the official's there? He's not even looking. His head's looking at his feet on the ground, and he comes up and barely taps him, and he's ejected. And I think it was Jamie Collins in Detroit, actually, it happened with one of them. I forget who the other guy is. But to me, I put my hatred for the Ravens to the side on this one. I'm sorry, I think they got it wrong. As far as the way they're making him look, you got the fine right. I think if it actually warranted that, I think the NFL kind of needs to look back at that. If I'm Judon, I kind of argue my case and appeal it. We'll see if he does. Whole bunch of other games today, obviously, as we go through the lovely list. Then you got, speaking of the Ravens, you got Ravens-Colts today. They just activated 6 guys off the COVID list as well. With one of them, I think, being Patrick Queen. And I think Judon was actually on that list, if I'm not mistaken. So they'll have them today. And in no way, shape, or form, Ravens fans, does this mean you're blowing out the Colts? I get T.Y. Hilton's doubtful, but Phillip Rivers has proven that he can win without Ty Hilton. So, but I hate to do it, but I take the Ravens by 7 here. You just got to do it. You got to do it. Bears, Titans. Now, Trubisky at this point, I think he's just going to be done the rest of the year. So now Foles has got to become the Foles he was in Philly and lead the Bears to the playoffs. Because if you lose this game, I think it just goes downhill for Chicago. But Tennessee's got a tough defense. I don't think they're going to be able to stop Derrick Henry. Now, this is a game where I would say Derrick Henry could rush for 300 on Chicago. And you could say, well, they got Khalil Mack. Yeah, but Khalil Mack ain't going to be the only guy to stop him. Okay? He's not going to be the only guy to stop Derrick Henry. So I take Tennessee. We'll say by 7. They'll win by a touchdown. Lions, Vikings, like I already discussed. This one, I'm gonna take the Lions by a field goal here, because the Lions have shown that they can come back late and pull it out by 1, 2, or 3. So I take the Lions. The Vikings are just too inconsistent on both sides of the ball to even take them, even with the points, the over under. I would take Detroit. Got Panthers, Chiefs. This one, I don't even know what the spread is on this one, but in my Bet 6 thing on the Fox Sports app, I took the Chiefs winning by 15 plus. It's a bit of a gamble, but I did it. Um, I would take the Chiefs, obviously, in this game. I think Carolina stays in it for maybe 5, 10 minutes. After that, done. Done. Texans, Jags. This is a game Watson needs to build the morale, not only for himself, but everybody else around the team. And to kind of cushion the blow a bit when JJ leaves at the end of the year. Or if they trade him in the offseason, whatever. All you can say is this, that JJ's going to be gone. When the season ends, before training camp, JJ will be on a contending team. Who it's going to be, we don't know yet. That's one I would get on my hands and knees and pray he comes to Pittsburgh. I don't think we have nowhere near enough money to do it, but you know I think our Steeler fans should start a GoFundMe page and get the money going for that. That's what I think. Seahawks, Bills. Josh Allen needs to play mistake free. This defense needs to contain DK Metcalf, and good luck in doing that. And you need to contain Russell Wilson. Let Russ cook, because if you start letting Russ cook, that's it. You're done. You're done. Seahawks probably by 10 in this one. Broncos, Falcons. This pretty much is, I think this is the end for Matt Ryan in Atlanta. Like Daniel Jones, I think this is one you need to build team morale and just show the fans that you can win a game and not blow a huge lead. Which leads me, speaking of blowing huge leads, Chargers, Raiders. I think the Chargers will be up going into the fourth, and Derek Carr is going to turn it on, and say la vie, Chargers with another loss. Dolphins, Cardinals, Murray versus Tua. I take Murray. DeAndre Hopkins leads the league in receptions and catches. And yeah, they're without Kenyon Drake, but they got other pieces around there. Unless Miami's defense plays the way they did against the Rams, there's really no shot in this game. I'd probably take the Cardinals by 14. That's just me. And then we get to the game of all games. That's right, folks. You guessed it. Turn down for Watt and the Steelers versus the Cowboys. Now, Zeke's either in or he's out, and we're going to find out before game time. So, whether he plays or not, it doesn't matter. TJ Watt already came out, he said, I don't know how this kid's going to survive pretty much with all the different blitz packages that they show. He's telling you right out, he's got a point to prove that Dallas screwed up real bad. And Dallas called him, too, at the draft. And TJ had the cowboy hat on and everything. He was getting ready to go out there. And then Mike Tomlin. That's right. Mike Tomlin made the call. And TJ Watt has been a Steeler since. Now, the whole trap game term is a fan-driven term. Because some fans think that, we're looking past the Cowboys and going on to next week. And I'm not looking past next week. I'll joke around and say, yeah, this is a cakewalk of a game, and, why even watch? It's going to be a blowout. I'd rather go to the driving range or go to the batting cage or whatever. But, no, see, I'm still going to watch. It's still going to give me agita, because it always does. Even the easiest games, at times, give us agita. But the Steelers are favored by like 13.5. I take the points. I take the points. I take the points. Take the points. Like my buddy Sal would say, it's a lock. Saints, Bucks. Brady Breeze round 2. Does Breeze beat Brady again? Not this time. And I hate siding with Brady on anything, but I think this team's chemistry has gotten stronger after that game, and they've gelled now. But I think what's going to break it a bit in the next coming weeks is the addition of the cancer, and that's AB. He could say all the things he wants to say, and I said it the other day. You can have your little apology tour and go on these little Zoom meetings, and and you could say all the things that Brady's telling you to say. We'll believe it when we see it. You want to be a better team player? You want to be a better teammate? Then show it. Don't speak it. Show it. I take Tampa by 10 in this one. And then a game that has utterly no significance whatsoever is Jets-Patriots. Um, Jets fans, again, they misused Darno. They let him play when he was hurt. Now he can't play this week. If I'm Darno, I sit out the rest of the year. Again, let Flacco play. Let your shoulder heal up. Uh, I'm still trying to figure out what they're going to do here with this number one pick, like the rest of you, because how do you sit there in one breath and say that Darno is your future quarterback, but everybody knows you're going to draft Lawrence? And it was funny because if you watched Clemson Notre Dame last night, right? Trevor got trolled big time as they were walking into the stadium. That Jets chant was thrown right at him. It was pretty comical. And that game last night was everything you'd expect it to be. It had all the ups, the downs, and all the drama to it, with Notre Dame pulling it out in the second overtime. And it's getting a lot of flack because everybody ran out of the stands, no masks, and everybody less than 6 feet from each other. But you know what? I think in that one, emotions ran high. I mean, you're the fourth ranked team in the NCAA, and you just beat the number one team in all of college football, right? Let it go for a minute. Let it go. Chase Claypool even came out on Twitter and said it's worth it if they wind up all getting COVID and they can't play next week. So we'll wait and see what happens. I'm gonna keep this video short though because I gotta go watch all the pregame shows. I'll try to do one after the Steeler game before the Buck game. Hopefully I'm in a happy mood, and hopefully I can have that 8-0 feeling and enjoy one of my many victory cigars I bought yesterday. So till then, stay safe. Peace.